Hi, Dr. Rudy Kachmann, and welcome to my diabetes show today. And to get rid of and prevent diabetes, it's not that hard, although you would think that the government, the physicians, industry, this, but they don't focus this show 1/2 hour. And I'll hold up many books. I encourage you to gather more information. Don't stop your medications on something I just said. Check with your provider and gather a lot of information. But I will have a lot of information here. And I want you to get rid of it because it costs a lot of money. The disease is 50-odd more diseases of type 2 diabetes can be totally avoided. You could live to be 100, healthy, normal. What's the use to live to be 100 if for the last 30 years you're sick and going to the doctor all the time? So let's start on the road here. And I have now on YouTube, probably within another day or so, a show on sugar addiction. I'd like you to watch that because a lot of us are addicted to sugar, habituated, addicted, whatever you want to call it, and I have to help you with that you can get rid of it. And I'll show you some books that will be additional for you, but I don't want you to accept it. So, there's type 1 diabetes and type 2. Type 1 is an autoimmune disease. Generally, but it can be caused by certain things too. Drinking milk can do it. Have a reaction, and you get type 1 diabetes. Your pancreas dies. No insulin can be secreted, and you have type 1. That's only 10% of diabetes. The majority of the nation, 90% of the nation, is type 2, where the blood sugar also is elevated, but you may, in the beginning at least, not need any insulin shots. But I don't want you to just accept the insulin shots. 90% of type diabetes can be prevented, even reversed. Not every case, but a lot of cases. So type 1 can be a reaction to gluten, for example, too, a reaction. So we all can react differently. So let's talk about type 2, since that is the majority. And I want you to gather information, and not just me. Let me first start. Prevention is the cure. Prevention, so you don't get it. But you're not. If you get rid of your type 2 diabetes and you start eating bad food again, that causes it high sugary foods and carbohydrates, you'll get it again. So you're not cured for life on it, okay? So, but why is this occurring to us? Probably 80% of our community is diabetic. You could be thin and be diabetic. You may say, well, I'm not diabetic, my blood sugar is normal. That means nothing to me. I want you to get the serum insulin. Insulin pushes the sugar into the cell and is elevated for 10, 15 years before the sugar ever goes up. And we're missing this opportunity. We are not doing this to our children. Incidentally, if you pull up today on the internet what they're feeding our children, you'll see it's a high sugar diet. And time our kids who eat the school food graduate from school, they're sugar addicts. It's true. People don't talk about it. I may try to make an appointment with the mayor and head of the public health, and they're supporting industry. Or maybe they just don't care. I'm here today because I care. But why did all this happen? Well, let's go around the circle. School lunch program, a school lunch breakfast program, and they're feeding you food which turn you into an addict, sugar addict. Fill your public health. You see public health on TV talking about how to prevent all this. Are they jumping on top of the school system? No. They just do a few things. And sugar industry, of course, they're not preventing it. They make money selling sugar. House and Senate lobbyists in the House and Senate state of Indiana, are they doing anything about it? No. I went to them and I talked to them. I'm going to make an appointment soon with our new governor. He says health is his number one issue, and maybe he'll do something about it. And poor nutrition teaching, it used to be taught in the schools, is not taught there anymore. Processed food, you're eating the carbohydrates and the sugar, which aren't even necessary. Cow's milk has in it enzymes and proteins that affect your health. The hospital system, they don't do prevention treatment. I went to every one of the systems in this town, even ones that are supposed to be part of the public health system, and they're very good at treating you when you're sick. But to prevent this in the first place, they're not interested. Maybe they make more money when they treat the disease. I've been there. I've talked to the head of their departments, and the medical schools, us doctors, we are not teaching how to avoid diabetes or prevent diabetes, just maybe a few. But I went to the med school. They wouldn't even let me talk to the med students and give this talk, which I'm giving today, to them. This is how bad that is. That's why I am here today, and eventually maybe we'll get it done. And so how do you prevent from being a type 2 diabetic? And this was originally proven as far back as 1980, 75, yes, by Dr. Joseph Kraft. I just hold up the book. You can get in the library. But I read it. He was from Chicago. He was pathologist. He looked at the patients. He saw why they died. But also, very good books to read would be Dr. Jason Fong, Preventing Reversing Type Diabetes Naturally, right here. And a lot of YouTube shows. Yeah, just get YouTube, Jason Fong, all kind of videos, talks, very simple book to read. Go to the library, you can probably buy it used, Amazon books, used, real cheap. And that's a good way. If you don't want to read a lot more, or maybe you have difficult understanding, this is a book that I highly, 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 highly recommend. Simply Keto by Susan Ryan. Simply Keto, Susan Ryan. I think this is a very good book. What I like about it is she describes the first 70 pages what keto is all about in great detail, easy to read, pictures. And she was significantly overweight before she developed type 2 diabetes. But remember what I said, you can be thin, and if you don't show me what your serum insulin is, whether you're a diabetic or not, I don't know, because the fat could be in the pancreas or the liver, and you look thin and still you're diabetic and have all the changes that people occur if they're diabetic. While your blood sugar is normal and your serum insulin is elevated, those 10, 15 years, vascular changes occur in your body, and you could die from complications of diabetes being a thin person. 30% of the people who look thin have fat in their liver or pancreas and are diabetic. Remember I told you that. But what I like about her book is that she explains keto the first, and I'll explain to you what ketones are in a minute. And then she has 3 meals a day, and there are pictures of the food, and it's good tasting, good stuff. You just got to eat different food, low carb, low sugary foods. On each page, she has listed the amount of carbohydrates, protein, fat that are in the food, and it's delicious food. And if you happen to be overweight, which she was, that's helpful. But you don't have to be overweight to use this book, okay? Because the meals are great. And what I've explained to people before, you can eat 2 meals a day and be quicker. You not only will prevent, but if you have to have diabetes, you'll be rid of it within a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And that vanished to 2 meals a day, and she is in here 3. But you still use her recipes. Use 2 meals. I eat around 11 or 12, play pickleball in the morning or take a walk or whatever I do. I'm not hungry because your brain secretes about 5 different hormones, growth hormone, for example, different hormones, and the blood sugar is like this in the morning. You don't need to eat. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Yes, you don't need it. I never eat breakfast. Occasionally, my meal would be rare, okay? And her and her husband lost over 100 pounds eating this way. And what is keto? Simply keto is if you're eating food that doesn't have much sugar in it, the serum insulin comes down. When the serum insulin comes down, your fat cells open up, and fat goes to the liver, and it turns into these ketones. Ketones are high energy molecules, smaller than sugar. Your brain loves them, your organs love them, your whole body loves them. And since you're opening fat, you're going to be losing weight very, very quickly. Your diabetes will be gone very quickly. And if you eat 2 meals, your diabetes will be gone a week or two. I think this is very important. So I highly recommend this book. You can go to Amazon Books, Susan Ryan. And you can buy a used copy, a new copy, $40. So what? I mean, that if your life's dependent on it and you're spending so much more on medication, $40 ain't much. But you buy a used copy, $4. I do it all the time. I spoke to a church recently of maybe 20 people. They're all diabetic. And I saw on Amazon, you can buy used copies. I bought them early. I had 20 people. I went to the church, and I gave them all a free copy. And recently I was walking downtown here, and somebody came up to me and said, Dr. Rudy, remember the lecture you gave at the church? Says you gave me this book. I lost 30 pounds and my diabetes is gone. Of course, I would say it'll only be gone as long as you continue this way, okay? As long as you continue eating this way. All right. But the food is delicious. These recipes, and I use, I mean, it's got good tasting food. So I highly recommend Susan Ryan's book. And then, and here's an excellent book by has many doctors in it, but the main one on page 167 is by David Unwin. He's from Britain, and his wife, Jen, is a psychologist, and he was part of the English socialistic system, treating 9,000 patients, about 5 doctors, and a number of things happened to him that he started paying attention as to what a patient walked in, one of his patients, he'd been treating her 8 years, he didn't recognize her. And she says, Dr. Unwin, you don't know what you're talking about. And instead of being closed-minded, he was open-minded. And he listened to her, and she had joined a group of ladies, and they all lost weight. That diabetes went away, and he didn't recognize it because she had lost a whole bunch of weight, and her blood sugars were normal. Instead of being closed-minded, he was open-minded. He studied, and his wife is a psychologist treating other medical conditions, but she joined him, and they then eventually wrote a book. And I like, if you are a type 2 diabetic, it might be a good book to get, and it's cheap, and it's easy to read. It has great websites on it too. Fork in the Road, Fork in the Road. And this one is written by his wife, Jen, the psychologist, because remember I said sugar is addictive. For most people who have diabetes or diseases they're from, have heart disease, for example, they're sugar addicts. Yes, and they have a method. There are other people in this book that explains to you, and they have some even recipes in there. And what I especially good in this book, they have a great connections to the internet, nutrition and recipes, recovery sources, and great websites to look at. Bitten's Addiction, sugarglobal.com, drjoanflynn.com, Robert Lustig, a very famous Addiction Unplugged website, and you will learn all of it if you want more information. Dr. Unwin now, him and his wife both lost a lot of weight. They both were diabetic. You can see the story in here. You can reach it online, YouTube, David Unwin, Jen Unwin. They have all kind of YouTube shows, and it goes to the most famous people in the world. Like here, Robert Lustig endorsed the book. You know how famous that he is. But you can gather a lot more information unending. You'll never read through it all or watch the videos that are on there. And so I highly recommend this book, Fork in the Road, Jen Unwin, because I think it's very important. Another, and so, I mean, the point is, if you get type 2 diabetes, and 80% of this town is diabetic, yeah, in this state, it's no different, and across the world, okay? We, the providers, the medical schools, the doctors, they don't teach nutrition in the schools. They feed addictive stuff to our children. We're all partly responsible, but I'm not here to say anybody it's your fault. What I'm saying is that with all this information that's available, and you get diabetes, you don't get it, it's partly your fault too. Unless you want to die young, have disabilities, heart attacks, strokes, increased rates of cancer. One disease and another, diabetes is a cause, the majority. Most cancers are caused by diabetes. Breast cancer, most people die from breast cancer. 90% are diabetics. Breast cancer is a lifestyle disease. Yes, it has been shown. I even wrote a book on it. Go to Amazon Books, Kachmann, Breast Cancer. It explains all that. Breast cancer is a lifestyle disease. We need to get rid of our diabetes. We need to exercise a little bit, but exercise is not the total answer. Breast cancer can be prevented and get rid of. Many and just to scan yourself and find that you have the very beginning of it. But if you get rid of the diabetes, that cell will not express itself. Yes. So it's that so many women, have breast cancer, they have not been taught on how to prevent it. Breast cancer cells start multiplying in most women, very common. But if you don't feed it the sugar and the carbohydrates, it doesn't grow. There you learn something. I have shows on that. You can go to YouTube, Rudy Kachmann, breast cancer. I explain the whole thing. You can go to Amazon Books and get my book. So get informed. All women should get informed on how to prevent it, and if they get it, how to keep the cells from growing. It can't be done. It can't be done. Here in Fort Wayne, I thank the library. Andrew Carnegie provided the money beginning of the last century to build all these libraries. And everything in the library had to be free. There's a sign in the ceiling of this library that tells you everything must be free now. And I say this to Andrew Carnegie and the Allen County Public Library, what they are providing. I myself took full advantage of it at age 89, 135 pounds, no disease, no pills. Does that prove anything? Well, it proves that I wasn't reversing any disease, but I tap dance, I walk, play pickleball, so it can be done even at this tender age. I hope to be doing it when I'm 100, but I'm thinking lately, maybe 120. Now, what are we all doing here at the Allen County Library? We're doing these TV shows. Then Eugene, who works with me, sends them to YouTube within a day or two. Yes, this will be on YouTube within a day or two. I got 1,000 shows on there, and they're traveling across the world. India has so many diabetics, the largest number in the world. China's 2, we're number 3. We have a higher percentage of people, but they have so many diabetics they can't. They even send people to my house because they said we can't take care of them all. Could we use your YouTube shows, which are made here? And I said, of course. And they translate them to other dialects, and they're using them. Incidentally, the ambassador sent 2 people from his office to my house to ask my permission, which he didn't have to. And I'm standing in the driveway, and I kind of, I've been writing books for many years, get up early, even while I was doing full-time neurosurgery. And I had bird feeders that were feeding the birds and the geese and the ducks and the foxes. Yes. I'm watching all this while I'm writing books. Yeah. And as we're standing in the driveway, I was even feeding geese. Who likes geese? Oh, I like them. They like me. And we're in the driveway, and 25 geese in my 2-acre pond back of the house, lined up single file behind each other in form of figure of 8. It did 5 figure of 8s. We saw it all of us saw it. 5 figure 8s, single file. And one of the guys from India, ambassador's office, turns to me and he says, Dr. Kachmann, you must be connected to nature. And I said, yes. All the rules and things I've told you about, nature does the same darn thing. The feel-good hormones are made throughout all the animal kingdom. Even the plants have in them toxins, some do, that you don't need too many of them and destroy all of them. So we're all interconnected, okay? And so if you've got you want to prevent diabetes, get the blood test done. Get the serum insulin. Another one is a GGT. That's a liver test. That enzyme goes up early if you're on the course to diabetes. Yeah, insulin is the best test, but GGT is a good one. Another good test is triglyceride, HDL ratio less than 2 would also be good test, and the glucose tolerance and the insulin test are important. And also at the library here, we do the TV shows. We're starting podcasting in 2 or 3 weeks. We start doing podcasting here. This also goes to the radio. We're starting a lecture series here. Am I obsessed about this? Well, when you're saving people's lives, don't you think maybe that's important? It's important to me. I'm a doctor, after all. We're starting here on Monday here, 6 to 8, preventing and reversing type 2 diabetes. Look younger, disease-free, 0 medication, all free, no reply is required, all ages are welcome. So most addiction to sugar start at children. So children are welcome. So once a month we'll be doing that. If you get a place of business or employees that want this, I'll give them copies. I get about 500 with me in my trunk. But you started this here recently, and we have to thank the library, Andrew Carnegie, but the present library situation, which is allowing this. And they open up a podcast center and also a booth where you do singing. So I think I'll do both. And so this will be a meeting room B at the public library. So kind of in summary, I want you to realize why I am so motivated for you to do this, because I'm a physician and I want you to get well. I don't want you to be like some families and people I know. I know of one musical or religious type leader in town. I've been to 3 funerals from his family, and all had their legs amputated. While I had told them about the diabetes, and one of the leaders said to me, "I respect diabetes. I'll take my pills and shots." Don't respect it. If you respect diabetes, you would die young and have many disabilities. They all can be avoided. Be happy, singing songs, dancing, playing pickleball with me. That's what I want you to do. So I think, but gather more information, speak to your doctor. Your doctor may not know how to prevent and avoid diabetes. He may not care. He's got 10 minutes, and I don't know. But there'd be a tremendous number of YouTube shows you could watch with my name on them. And you can, and I want you to remember Simply Keto by Susan Ryan. If you want a lot more information, go to David Unwin and Jen Unwin. They have a lot of YouTube shows. And with that, I think we filled your brain with enough information. And remember every day to take vitamin M. Music I do every morning. You can go to your Echo machine or Alexa, play Rudy's playlist, and 10 songs in the morning will come up that will help start your day. But you may, once you listen once or twice, you may have your own list of songs, something totally different. Why am I doing this? Because I love you. I'll see you back time. I'm doing another show in 2 weeks, and then they go to YouTube and across the world. Thanks so much. We love you, care about you. Namaste.